Great news for everyone who is a Thames Water customer. An American private equity firm is trying to buy them. That was sarcastic. This is going to be a disaster. Thames Water, like the rest of the English water system, was privatised by the Thatcher government. It was one of the only countries to ever privatise water systems. Scotland had more sense and fought off the attempts to privatise them, which just leaves England and Wales saddled with this dreadful system. As a result, Thames Water spent a lot of time owned by an Australian private equity firm, and what they did was they loaded up Thames Water with debt, £16 billion of it. Now, clearly this didn't go into infrastructure because there's still an enormous amount of sewage spills and no new reservoirs. But what they did spend a lot of money on was CEO bonus payments and particularly huge dividends for their shareholders. Now, this is a big issue for everyone in England and Wales. It's not just the people who are trapped in Thames Water's customer radius. Thames Water's problem is basically the same as everyone else's. The whole privatised water system took on £60 billion worth of debt in order to pay out £78 billion of shareholder payments. And they never built a single reservoir, and sewage dumping is out of control. The system is not working. This is how you get to the current crisis, with water companies begging the regulator to let them put up bills by enormous amounts. 48% increase for Southern Water. Thames Water were begging the regulator for an increase of 52%, while at the same time saying that they can't possibly afford to pay fines for the enormous amounts of sewage dumping that they are very much doing and the other environmental water regulations that they're breaching. Studies indicate that there's an enormous amount of greenwashing going on, by the way, from privatised water companies, with a deliberate attempt to mislead regulators about the scale of the problem. Allowing an American private equity company, one of the most notorious American private equity companies, to buy Thames Water and take on more debt, which will be paid for by more bill increases, will not solve the problem. The only way of solving this problem and preventing it from spreading to other English water companies is that we nationalise the water system, something that every other country in the world does. We really don't have to stick with this broken system. We can just nationalise it.